Shalom Aleichem Rabotai, Mishnah Yomi is continuing. Yesterday we began the 18th Perek Chai of Shabbat, continuing in Yanim of Muksa. Now we are in Perek 18, Mishnah Beis. Chavile Kash, Vechavile Eitzim, Vechavile Zrodim. Bundles of straw, bundles of twigs, and bundles of young, soft shoots of plants. Im hitkinon l'machal behema, if he had prepared them to be animal food for his animal, metaltali notan, then he can handle them on Shabbat. They are not muksa because they are designated as animal food. V'im lav, if they were not pre-designated, ein metaltali notan, he may not handle them. They are muksa. As typically, these items are also firewood, and that would definitely be muksa. Mishnah continues, kofin et the sol lifnei efrochim. You can overturn a basket in front of the chicks, the little chickens. Kedei shiyalu v'yerdus. They can go in and out of their coop. Now the Bartanura here says this is not mevatel kli mechechanu. This is not undoing the ability to use this basket because the chicks are just stopping on the basket as a step. They're not staying there on Shabbos, so it's not mevatel your kli. It's not stuck. As we had earlier, like the oil dripping into a bowl on Shabbat would be mevatel the kli. Now it's stuck. Now you can't use it. There's another issue the Bartanura brings up is the Gemara brings that Rabbi Yitzhak said you could only move a kli for its own use, and this is not really using the kli. The chicks are just hopping on the back of it. So he says, according to that opinion, that would be he needed the place. This basket was somewhere where he needed it, so he could move it. And since he could move it anyway, he could put it wherever he wanted, even in a place where it would help the chicks go up and down. The Mishnah continues, Tarnagolet shabarcha, the chicken's running away, dochin ata, you can push on it, Atchetikanas. But again, you cannot pick it up. It's muksa. Living animals are muksa on Shabbos, so it could be touched and pushed to coerce it back to the pen or the chatzar, but not picked up. Medodin algolin, you can help assist in walking calves, sayachin, or foals, b'rshut rabim, in the public domain. So the Bartner explains what is he doing here is these are young animals that don't know how to walk very well. So he's ochez bitzavaro. He holds onto its neck, ubitzodov, and its sides, vigurro, and he's kind of dragging and pushing a Messiah, and he's assisting it, manea lo roglov, and pushing on the feet. So you're not picking up this animal. You're not moving the animal, but you're kind of nudging it while you're pushing on the feet and the neck in a way where it's going to come to walk by itself. The Mishnah continues with a perhaps a more practical example. Isha medodo et b'no. A woman can help her son to walk. Amar Yehuda e matai. When does this halacha apply? Bizmanju notel echad umeniach achat. When the child can pick up one foot and then put down the other foot. Volim hayagura, but if she has to drag him, usher. So if this child can lift up his own feet and she's holding his hands or she's supporting him so he's able to walk on his own, but the walking motion he's able to do, that's fine. But if she has to drag him, that's like carrying in the Rosh Hashanah and would be usher. Now I continue with a similar theme in Mishnah Gimel. Ein miyoldin et a behema b'yom tov. And certainly not on Shabbat. So we cannot deliver the child of an animal on Yom Tov or on Shabbat. And here we mean moshchin havlad is what Barter says, pull it out of the animal. But when the animal is actually in labor and pushing the baby out herself, then you can support the mother and the child, the calf, so they don't fall on the ground and hit their heads, so they, the delivery goes more smoothly. Umiyoldin et isha b'Shabbat, but you can assist and deliver also the child of a human woman on Shabbat. V'korin lo chachama mimakom lamakom, and you can even summon a midwife to assist her in giving birth from another place, from beyond the Tchum Shabbos. You could drive a wagon over there and go pick up the midwife and bring her over. Umechalalin aleha et Shabbat, and violate Shabbat on her behalf. V'koshrin et tabor, and tie off the umbilical cord on Shabbat. So that implies also, Rabbi Yossi Omer, he adds afchotin, you can cut the umbilical cord. So what one says you could tie it off, and then it will, kind of break by itself. The other one says you could even cut it, and then of course they would tie it too. It's amazing, in Parshat Shmot, we see the importance of midwives, that the Jewish midwives in Egypt were assisting the Jewish population to give birth, even though Paro was telling them to commit infanticide, and they weren't going along with Paro. And the psukim there say in Shmot that Hashem did good for the Jewish midwives, and the Jews increased in population. So how is that good for them? More business, but also such a nachas, such as what a job has such a nachas of helping children come into the world. It's a beautiful thing. The Barton Lura here goes into some practical halachot of violating Shabbat. He gives, based on his understanding, once a woman goes into labor, you can violate Shabbat, even if she doesn't say she needs it. And for the next 7 days after delivery, if she says she needs something, then you can break Shabbos, violate Shabbos. But if she doesn't say you shouldn't violate Shabbos, better to have a nochri to do it, to have a non-Jew do it. But for practical psak halacha, please consult your local Orthodox rabbi and your local posek, because there are complex halachot. In general, yes, we do violate the Sabbath to help a woman who's in labor. It's considered cholish yesh b'sakana. It's considered there's an element of danger in such a situation. But for specific guidance, please consult your specific Rav. The Mishnah here continues, V'chol tzorkei mila osin b'Shabbat. Any needs of circumcision, of bris mila, we do on Shabbat. And we're going to see tomorrow in the next chapter all about that. Shkoyach Rabosai, sei gesund.